Okay. Organization of data refers to it's a systematic arrangement of collected figures. When we collect these anything related to the data or anything related to what we wanted to know, when we collect, we will be getting lot of figures or numbers. So that is not a classified one. We call it as unclassified one, or we say it is a raw data. Okay, so that the data becomes, so what we are doing, we are arranging, we are systematically we are arranging the raw data. How we are why we are arranging that? Because it becomes easy to understand and it will be convenient for doing statistical treatment. Okay, so what do you mean by organization of data? That means it is the systematic arrangement of a raw data or systematic arrangement of whatever we collected. Why we are doing that? So that the data becomes easy to understand and it will be very convenient for us to for doing further statistical treatment or for doing further statistical calculation. Okay, again you can see the classification. What do you mean by that? It is a process of arranging data into sequences and groups according to their common characteristics or separating them into different but related parts. For example, if you get a data related to the expenditure of your family, not only your family, in a locality, what is what or how much we are expending on a house basis. If you are getting, for example, we are collecting data from 1,000 houses, everything to remember it will be difficult. So we may bring that data into some sort of classification, or we classify or we organize that into a particular format. So we can say that sometimes they may say that how many families will come under the income or expenditure from 1,000 to 2,000, or how many families are there in the expenditure where, or how much money they are spending in between 5,000 to 600. Like that we have to arrange the data into different method. Through different methods we can arrange that. So we are arranging the data into a particular groups or sequences. How we are doing that? Because they may have some common characteristics, some sort of feature will be there. On the basis of that we will be arranging the data. Or classification is what now? Arranging or organizing things into groups based on some criteria. So some criteria we will be taking. According to that, we will be arranging the data into different manner. So one example what they have given in your textbook, that let me show you that. You can take your textbook also. Here, one example they have given regarding Kabadi Wala. Okay, so have you heard about this Kabadi Wala? What do you mean by that? Any idea? Yes or no? Anyone? Have you heard about it? About this particular term, Kabadi Wala? No.
No.
Kabadi wala, in the sense, those who take the junks, in the sense the waste things and all, who takes, sometimes you know that the people collect the old things. Yes, those people we call them as kabadi wala. So here, lot of things they have given when he collects, or what all things he collects. So here you can see that what all things he collects: old newspapers, broken household item, empty glass bottles, plastics, etc. Like that, he collects so many things. Now, when if you have gone to an area where where they collect all these waste, whatever we don't use, if you go to that area, you might have seen that it is just kept it in a very haphazard manner and it is not arranged. Now, if he is going to arrange, how he will be arranging? So he also should use that classification technique, where newspaper on one side, glasses on one side, metals on other side. Like that, some sort of classification he should do. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for him to manage the things what he is collecting. Why they have given one example like this in your textbook? Just they are comparing this classification to a kabadi wala, where he classifies what the things under different heads. Okay. Another one example, what do you think of? You go to a library. If all the books are kept in a general manner, will it be easy for us to find out? You want to find out a book related to economics. How are you going to find that in a library? As normally, if you go to a library, how are you going to find out an economics text, economics books related to economics book? How do you get? Hmm?
A rack of economics book will be
Yeah, there
displayed.
will be a rack of economics book, or it will be written on the top that economics. So below that, all the articles related to economics you will get. But at the same time, if this classification is not done, here and there, everywhere it is kept, is it easy for us to find this particular book? Will it be
No, ma'am.
easy? No. The same thing they are telling. Large data, if you have in your hand, and if you are not classifying that, it will be difficult to classify, or it will be difficult to do some statistical calculation afterwards. So some sort of classification should be done. That classification only we are telling what it is, the arrangement of things, organizing the things into particular groups on based on some criteria. Okay. Now, the unclassified data or raw data, if you see, it is highly disorganized. It is not at all organized. It will be just spread here and there like that, you can see. And it will be very large always, and very large, I mean too many things on, or 1,000 samples if you take, it will be very difficult us to handle that. Or it will be, you can say, if it is very large, it will be very difficult to handle also. So for that purpose, so it is very difficult to handle, it will be very large also. So that time you can see, we cannot come to conclusions, or we cannot find some or we cannot apply some statistical tools to it. So we have to, or we cannot interpret some conclusion by seeing so many numbers. We cannot come to a conclusion, or we cannot interpret what it is. So everything what we are getting, that should be classified into a proper manner. That classification only, they are organization only, they are giving importance in this chapter. Now, proper organization should be there. Presentation of data should be there. Otherwise, statistical analysis cannot be undertaken. So, to do statistical analysis, what we have to do with the data? What do we have to do with the raw data? We have to, what we have to do? To do the statistical analysis with the raw data, what we should do? A raw data is available for you. So before bringing some statistical analysis, what we should do?
Organizational presentation.
Yes, we should organize it, present it in such a manner so that statistical analysis will be easy for us. Okay, so after collecting the data, what is the first step? You have to organize and present them in a classified form. Now, it is not that easy for us. It is a little bit difficult, but even then, if we are not classifying, it is not possible to do further calculations. So raw data, what are we doing? It is summarized. It is made comprehensible, or we can make it understand after summarizing. How we are making it comprehensible? By classification. Okay. Now, when the facts of similar characteristics are placed in the same class, it is easy for us to locate them. We can compare them. We can draw inferences. We can come to a conclusion. Okay, what can be done with this? Or what are the result? What will be the result after doing the statistical analysis? These things can be understand, or these things are comprehensible when we classify this into a proper categories or groups here. Okay, or it will be easy for us to locate very easily after doing the classification. Now again, coming back to your textbook, they have given raw data here. Yes, just take this. Just a small work for you. Okay. Here they have given marks in mathematics obtained in the examination. Students, what marks they have got, it is given. We are taking, this is 100 students mark is given. I want you to take this part you take. Okay, this one no need. This one I want you to arrange into a proper classification. How are you going to do? How you will arrange? What will be the arrangement? Will be how are you going to do the arrangement if I give you these 50 students marks? Can anyone say how are you going to do?
Class mark.
What mark?
Ma'am, class mark like by using intervals. Like
Using
0
intervals.
to
Okay, how are you going to use that intervals?
0 to 10, 10 to 20, and 10.
Okay, so after that you have made class intervals. Okay, then what will
Then
be
we need
the
to group.
huh?
Then we need to group it.
Okay, when you are going to make
Highest
a
mark to.
highest mark, are you going to make highest mark? Class interval you have done. Then on the other side, what will be the next heading?
How many students got this
Yes,
much
how
mark
many
within the
students will be there in that particular category? Okay, so like that you will be making. So I want you to do this. You can just spend a little bit time for that. How we are going to make class interval and how we are doing that. And I will be asking you to tell, okay, from 0 to, you told 0 to 10. So that is one class interval. It can be anything, 0 to 5 you can make. But for a common purpose now, I will insist you to make 0 to 10. So 10, 10 you can take. And second one will be how much then? I mean, what will be the class interval second one?
10 to 20.
So whether we should take 10 again there?
No,
No. So what we should take?
11.
11. Because as there are no points, we can take 11 to 20. Okay. Now continue. There are like this small activities in your textbook related to this classification of data. So you can do this itself as an activity. It is told that you have to find out the expenditure of some families and you can classify. So if you are doing, you know how to do the tally marks, right? You know? Okay, if you are doing with the tally marks, it will be easy for you to find out how many numbers will come in that. Vinay, have you written down the class intervals? Vinay,
Yes, ma'am.
have you written down the class intervals?
Yes.
Okay, can you read it out?
0 to 10,
Hmm.
11 to 20,
Hmm.
21 to 30,
Okay, very good. 21 to 30. Then
31 to 40,
Hmm.
41 to 50,
Hmm.
51 to 60,
Okay.
61 to 70,
Hmm.
71 to 80,
Hmm.
81 to 90,
Hmm.
91 to 100.
Okay. Very good. Rahul. Rahul. You got how many are there belonging to 0 to 10?
One.
Only one is there. Okay. I have not seen. So we'll check with after others afterwards. Okay. Mm, Pranav, you got the second classification? 11 to 20?
5.
5 are there. Okay. Akshay,
Yes, ma'am.
how many are there in the third one?
Ma'am, I'm doing halfway only. Reached
Okay.
half.
Okay. Okay. Sandra, you got third class interval. How many are there?
Ma'am, 4.
4 are there. Okay. Krishnakanti, can you tell how many in 31 to 40?
Ma'am, 3.
3. Okay. Sayujya, can you tell from 41 to 50 how many are there?
4.
4. Okay. Vishnu, did you calculate for 51 to 60?
Yes, ma'am.
How many you got?
4.
4. Okay. Pranav, 71 to 80. Did you calculate?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. Do. Board number 8 also. No, no. Divya. Okay, 61 to 70. Anybody got? Rahul, you got?
Which one?
61 to 70.
7.
7. Okay. Abhilash, did you get for 71 to 80?
No, ma'am, doing.
No. 6. Total should be how many? Any idea how many students I gave you?
50.
50. Okay. Anish, you got?
No, ma'am,
Anish?
no, ma'am.
No. Anybody got? You can tell. 71 to 80 class interval, how many?
And 1, I think. 1.
What is that?
1.
1. Only 1 is there. Okay. 89. Then 81 to 90. Anybody got?
4,
4.
4 are there. Okay.
4.
Then 91 to 100.
1,
Only 1. Just total it and see how many now you got.
It's 34.
4. Ma'am,
When
34.
it should be.
34 only. Ma'am.
Ma'am, I think in 50 to 60 there are more than.
Just check. So
Ma'am.
0 to 10, everyone got 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
11
ma'am.
to 20, all got 5.
51 to 60, I think I said wrong.
51 to 60, how many are there?
I think there are like over 12 to 13.
Okay,
11,
just tell me how many, because it should be 50 students.
I think for 10 to 20 there are 6.
10 to 20, there are, 11 to 20.
Yeah, 11 to 20.
11 to 20, there are 6 you are telling. Okay, just wait. So I have written here 41 to 50, how many you told? No, you have not calculated. See and tell. I thought it will finish very fast.
ma'am, 31 to 45.
31 to 45 are there. Anybody got 5?
Yes, ma'am, 5.
Okay, you got 5. What about any others?
Ma'am, me too. I got 5.
Okay, very good. So that this I will be changing. So here it is 5 you are telling. Okay. Oh, what happened? Yeah.
Ma'am, 61 to 60. 14 are there.
51 to 60 you are telling.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
14.
14 are there. And what about 41 to 50?
6.
6 are there. Okay. Now the total is correct or not? Check. 20, 20, 20, 30. 36, 37. No, still I feel it's not, right? So where it went wrong? We should get 50. Did you use tally mark? I don't think. You used? Then we should not have any mistake. What about 0 to 10? Everyone got 1, right?
Yeah, only 0 is there.
Okay. 11 to 20 all got 6. Whether any difference? No difference. Okay. 21 to 30? Is it 4? Everyone? Don't copy it down what I wrote. You have to find out. Okay. 31 to 40, how many? 5 only? Is it 5? Okay. 41 to 50, any difference? Please tell. No difference. I think those who are keeping it off, they are not doing. That is the problem, right? Kevin Akshay, how are you doing? Krishna Kanti,
I am
Vinay?
doing.
Okay. $71 to $80, only one is there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, only 180 is there. 81 to 94 are there. Okay. 290. 90, 90. Then 85.
Ma'am,
Ah,
81 to 95.
what? I didn't hear.
81 to 95 are there.
81 to 95 are there. Where 5? 80 you should not take, right? 82 is there. Okay. 5 are there. Okay. So that is done. Huh? Now, if you get, did you total it and see how much are you getting? Is it 50? I didn't see. That's why I'm asking. So how difficulty we are finding to arrange some 50 numbers into a group, you see. It's more than 50 now.
No, ma'am, I think it's exact
Okay.
50.
6, 4, 20, 6, 4, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 48, 49, 50. Yeah, very good. It's 50. Now you can draw inferences from it, or you can come to a conclusion, or you can see the result easily. You can say that, okay, what is, I mean, in which category the number of children are more? Which category the number of children are more here?
51 to 60.
Yeah, 51 to 60, you can see that majority people are there. So 14 number of students are there. So one conclusion you can make that. Now you can find out who has got the highest mark and who has got the lowest mark. How many students are getting the highest category, whether how many are there in that, whether how many failed in that. If it is below, if it is considered as below 30, those are all failed. So we can see how many number of failed numbers we can find out. So like that, we are inferring now, we are inferring the result, or we are getting some conclusion out of it. So this is one way which help us to study about this particular table. Now from this we can find various other statistical tools are there. We can find out what is a median, mode, and all those things. We are not going into detail of that, just telling you how to arrange the data on different, how we are arranging that data or classifying the data here. Okay. Next one, why do we classify this, or there are some objectives for this classification? Now, first thing, what is the class? This is not there in your textbook. You can just only mention at least this points. You can just note it down. Why do we classify the data, or what are the objectives of classification? The first thing, to simplify and condense the mass of data. You know that you got 50 numbers, you got that, you are simplifying or you are condensing that. Okay, so always this we saw only of 50 students. If you are getting a data related to 1000, or if you are getting a data related to 2000, how you are bringing it into a smaller form, this classification will help us to do that. Okay, so unnecessary details, if it is there, that we can eliminate, or we are bringing that into a simple one, condensed one, a logical one, or comprehensible one. We can understand easily when you make this big data into a small one. Then from that we can understand the significant features of the data. Second one, to explain the similarity and dissimilarity of the data. So we are grouping the data according to some similarities or according to some dissimilarities. Similarities in the sense there will be some common feature in that particular data. On the basis of that we are classifying. Sometimes there will be no similarities. They are classifying on the basis of dissimilarities. That also we can understand. Okay. Next one, to facilitate comparison. Always you can see classification will help us to come to know what all, how can we compare this data. We can draw inferences, we can get the results, and we can understand the facts related to the particular data. So classification enable us to make meaningful comparisons, draw inferences, and locate the facts here. Next one, to study the relationship. So what kind of cause and effect relationship based on some criteria between the items of particular data? Cause and effect relationship in the sense, okay, this many, maybe after I told you related to the marks in mathematics, that is given in your textbook. So what is the relationship? How many members are in one particular class interval? Or if after, why the number is more in this particular category, or why many have failed in that? What can be done for that? Whether for why this much of low result they have got, for that purpose what we can do? Like that, cause and effect relationship we can understand based on the criteria, or on what basis we are classifying the data. Next one, to prepare the data for tabulation. That's what I told. It will be presented in a tabular form. Later on, statistical analysis will be done. Like different types of analysis we have, like mean, median, mode, standard deviation, or measures of dispersion, and all those things you might have studied. So this will be done only by seeing the classification of data, or only when it is classified we can do this particular statistical analysis. Okay, so these are the important objectives of classification. The first one, to simplify the data into a very shorter form, or you can see that the mass data will be condensed into a short form. To explain the similarity and dissimilarity of the data, to facilitate comparison, and to study the relationship between the class or data, whatever we have, like criteria, what we have taken, to study that relationships, we can use this classification to prepare the data for tabulation. Now, these are the important objectives of classification of data. Now, next is organization of data, in that there are some methods of classification. So before that, one more point in your textbook that is related to the planning, or you know that census method we use for collecting details of population, right? And one example what they have given, it is the raw data of census will be very large. You know that how census is collected. There will be some people going to each and every house. They will be collecting data related to the members of that particular family. Now in this you can see it will be very large and fragmented. It will be, we will not understand at all how these things will be arranged on a proper manner, because that much amount of data will be there, or that much amount of figures will be there. You can imagine each and every house we are going, we are taking the numbers, how many are educated, how many are not educated, how many are children, how many are in middle age in the sense not above 60, how many are retired, like that. So many things will be taken. So to get a meaningful conclusion, you can see that they are classified on various bases. Okay, maybe it is classified on the basis of gender, it is classified on the basis of education, marital status, occupation. Like that, you can see different classification is done. So one example, what they wanted to tell related to census, it is a mass data. We are simplifying that mass data into a very smaller one on the basis of various criteria, and the various criteria what we are using, that is gender, education, marital status, occupation, like that. Okay, then it will be easy for us to understand. Otherwise, putting all the numbers in front of us, we will not understand at all related to what all numbers are there, related to how many men are there, how many women are there, how many are employed, how many are unemployed. All these things will not be easy to understand. So always you can see that it will be based on some criteria. Now next, here, how are we classifying the data? There are some methods of classification. The first method what they have given, that is chronological manner, chronological classification. In such classification, what are we doing? Data will be collected, and with respect to years, maybe. Who's that? Okay, with data will be collected according to different period of time. It may be years or quarters or months or weeks, like that data can be collected. Then it will be arranged in ascending or descending order. Example is given. You can see that here year wise the data is collected. Production of rice, it is shown. How much production in production of rice in tons? 345 tons, 500 tons, 457 tons. So one sort of arrangement of data is like this. It is based on chronological classification. Chronology, you might have heard, it is based on the year wise, or the things are happening according to that they are arranging. Okay, year wise it can be, month wise it can be, like that classification we call it as a chronological classification. Okay, so the first classification, that is chronological classification. Second classification is related to geographical or spatial classification. Now, what do you mean by that spatial classification or geographical classification? According to the place wise they have given, you can see Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, geographical wise they have given. So it is production of wheat, this much kg they produced in Punjab. From Punjab, this much production is there. From Haryana, this much production is there. Uttar Pradesh, this much production is there. So geographical wise, they have arranged the data here. That kind of data we call it as geographical or spatial classification. Okay, so this is another classification you can see. What is the first one which I told you? The first classification?
Chronological.
Chronological classification. It is based on what?
Time periods.
Yeah, time period or year wise, like that we can say. Okay. Geographical, it is related to geographical location according to the countries. Okay, USA this much production, India this much production, like that according to countries we can say. So this is one example which shows the data, how they are classifying according to geographical location. Next one, qualitative classification. Qualitative classification in the sense, in this classification, they are bringing the attributes for the basis of classification, attributes or qualities, like that kind of things are taken mainly for the classification. Here numbers we are not giving. What we are doing, attributes like gender, literacy, employment status, whether unemployed or employed. We can take employment status, we can say that this many are employed, this many are unemployed, we can say. But that we are not asking. They are just asking an information, employment status, whether employed or unemployed. Marital status, you might have seen in some of the forms. They are not asking you any data number or they don't want. They are just seeing that whether you are married or not. Like that, examples, some qualities are taken, which we are not taking into considering the numbers here. So that kind of classification, we call it as qualitative classification. That will be an attribute. An attribute in the sense it is a particular feature of an object or a person or a particular place. Now, how they have given the classification, which then one more thing is there, we are not expressing that in numerical terms. No numbers we are giving. Population. Population can be expressed in terms of numbers, but in this classification, we are not using that. What are we asking? Whether how many, what kind of division you can see among the people, how many will be there in urban, rural, you might have heard. That number we are not taking, but instead of that we are taking urban population, rural population. Now urban population, there also subdivisions you can see, they are literate, illiterate. Rural population also literate, illiterate. So here we are just classifying the whole data into, or we are classifying it into a smaller form on the basis of an attribute or on the basis of a quality. That is why we call it as qualitative classification. Now here classification is based on, I told that above, is based on a particular region here, urban or not, whether rural, whether it is urban or whether it is rural. Second classification what they have given, that another attribute, that is literacy, whether people are literate or not, or they are illiterate. So this is this kind of classification, we call it as qualitative classification. So three types of classification I told you. Which are those three types of classification? Alan Verghese, can you tell? Alan, can you tell what are the three types of classification? Alan, are you there? Aparna? Let me see. From Alan, what? Yes, ma'am. Alan, can you speak? Anish, can you tell?
Chronological manner classification, geological classification.
Is it geological, I said?
Ma'am, qualitative.
Qualitative, okay. What is the second one? Rahul?
Geographical.
Geographical. Okay, geology, when we say, it will be mostly related to land and like that it will be. Okay, so it's better to use geographical. Geography is different and geology mainly related to earth it will come, study. Okay. Okay, Abdul Amin, absent. Alan Thomas, Alan Thomas, absent. Okay, Alan Verghese, present. Anish, present. Aparna,
Present, ma'am.
present. Krishnakanti,
Present, ma'am.
Krishnanundi. He was there before? No. Naveen? Absent. Nestle will not be there. Okay. Akshay? Present. Pavitra?
Present.
Pavitra. Absent. Okay. Pranav? Present. Rahul? Present. Roseanne? Absent. Sayujya? Present. Vinay?
Present, ma'am.
Present. Vishnu? Present. Abhiram? Absent. Abhijit? Absent. Abhilash?
Present, ma'am.
Amal? Present. Basuri? Absent, right? Absent. Kevin? Present. Omar? Absent. Sanam? Sanam? Sanam, I felt I saw him. He was there in the beginning? No.
Ma'am, use the lost connection.
Okay. Sandra? Yes, present. Okay then, bye all. Thank you.